Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dan, and I just got back from China about a week ago, because 2 weeks ago, Creality invited me out to their headquarters in Shenzhen, China for their 12th anniversary celebration. And when I heard that, I said, yeah, I think I'll go. And I basically got all my travel plans and everything confirmed about 4 days before my flight. After traveling for nearly 30 hours, I arrived in China, and this was my very first international trip to Asia, and I was doing it completely solo. One of the first things I got to do was tour Creality Headquarters. Walking through the building was basically like taking a trip through 3D printer history. I got to see some of Creality's earliest machines and follow the evolution of all of their products. It's really funny because whenever I saw all of the printers lined up, I realized that I had basically used all of these 3D printers except for the earliest CR7 model. It's kind of crazy to see how far Creality has come in the last 12 years, and I never realized how big the company had grown since then. Most people think of Creality as just making 3D printers. However, once I got there, I realized that they have products that cover pretty much every part of the maker ecosystem. They have the Hallet series for resin printers, 3D scanners such as the Otterlight that I personally use, laser engravers, filament makers, and a whole lot more. I've personally used almost all of these products over the years, so seeing everything together in one place was really cool. Like a lot of people, my 3D printing journey started with the Ender 3, so getting to go and visit the place where it kind of was born was super surreal. I've been using Creality 3D printers for the majority of all of my builds, such as the Ender 3 for my Doom Praetor suit, or the Ender 5 Pluses for my Zombie Iron Man, my Buzz Lightyear, or my Captain Buzz Lightyear suit. And most recently, I used the K2, K2 Plus, and SparkX i7 to make the masterpiece Doomicorn suit. I've obviously built hundreds of other props and cosplay stuff since 2017, but the suits are the most notable. Now, the following day, I got to meet up with a few other creators, and we got a full body scan of ourselves with the Sir Moon P1 3D scanner, so we could have a 3D model of ourselves. It was extremely quick and really impressive. It took basically 2 minutes. After that, we got to check out the new Falcon T1 laser engraver workstation. We got personalized laser engraved cards, which were super cool and took basically less than 10 seconds. We then got to check out Creality's shoe 3D printer. It was crazy to see how quickly that they could make these extremely flexible wearable shoes. And I got to try them on. And check it out, they even made me a pair that I got to keep for myself. These things are really flexible and really enjoyable to wear. Yeah, I really like these. Honestly, it was just really cool to see all of the different machines they have available and the fact that I actually use a lot of these in all of my builds. I also spent some time talking to members of the Creality team, I discussed some of my builds, and I just basically got to see how everything comes together behind the scenes. And of course, I showed them my Doomicorn helmet. And this somehow led to me being on Creality's TikTok live stream.
Yeah, it might be 4xY. I know it's 4xY, but it's cute. Yeah, it's cute. Oh, okay.
I got to show off my helmet, talk about the project, and introduce it to an audience on the other side of the planet. Not exactly something I expected when I packed it into my suitcase. It was just really awesome being able to sit down with Kevin and Rosie, discuss some of the builds, and also just talk to them about Creality 3D printers for a little bit. But the main reason that everyone was here was for the 12th anniversary celebration. This was a massive event that had hundreds of people all there to celebrate Creality's 12th anniversary and also just to see how far they've come. During the event, Creality unveiled 12 new products, including the new Pika 3D scanner, the massive 420mm cubed Ender 3 V3 Mega, and the M1 filament maker and R1 shredder, which I personally love. It was awesome getting a first look at the products before they officially launched and getting to hear from the teams behind it. But the announcement that I and almost everyone else was patiently awaiting was the announcement of the very secretive 3D printer. Creality unveiled their brand new nozzle changing 3D printer that is capable of multi-material and multicolor 3D printing. And when I say multi-material, I mean things like this. And these fully wearable shoes were 3D printed on the machine using different hardness TPU in a single print. And what's really nice about that is that the different material hardnesses of the TPU will flex differently in different areas. And somehow I basically ended up being the person that got to show this to everyone. Being chosen as the one to stand up in front of everyone and show off a pair of 3D printed shoes was definitely not what I expected. But it did really mean a lot that Creality chose me to present them. The celebration dinner was absolutely phenomenal. I had a blast. This entire trip was a massive check off my bucket list, and I won't forget this experience for a very long time. But it wasn't just about Creality. I also got to experience a brand new culture. I got to try new foods, meet new people. It was all around a great trip. And it's just wild to think that all of this was possible because I decided to mess around with some 3D printers in my parents' garage almost 10 years ago. So I want to give a massive thanks to Creality for making this entire trip possible, and happy 12th anniversary.